Explore 10 exceptional life journeys illustrating human resilience in the face of atypical biological conditions. These stories highlight the strength of spirit and the importance of self-acceptance beyond conventional beauty standards and contemporary normality. Number 10. San Mumaz. Exemplary resilience in the face of Proteus syndrome. San Mumaz, originally from Pakistan, embodies remarkable perseverance in the face of Proteus syndrome, a rare pathology causing disproportionate growth of the skull and limbs. Despite the social stigma and the constant stares imposed by his singular physiognomy, he approaches life with a resilience and optimism that commands everyone's admiration. His professional and personal journey eloquently demonstrates that an individual's intrinsic value cannot be dictated by their outward appearance. By cultivating an unwavering inner strength, Sain reminds the entire world that true beauty resides in self-confidence and the ability to transcend physical limitations. His testimony is a lesson in human dignity, proving that the spirit can flourish even in the most complex circumstances, making him a living symbol of courage in the face of biological adversity, while encouraging society to show empathy. This moral strength allows him to integrate actively into his community while inspiring future generations. Number 9. Venitio Ra. The healing power of human empathy. Venitio Ra lived in the shadow of a rare skin disease characterized by painful tumors, suffering the isolation and severe judgment of a society quick to reject and prejudice. However, his existence was marked by a major symbolic turning point during a historic meeting at the Vatican, where a gesture of pure compassion broke the invisible barriers of fear. This sincere embrace, performed without any hesitation, transcended religious frameworks to become a universal message of human dignity and unconditional acceptance. Although this act did not cure his physical affliction, it restored his morale and inner peace, allowing him to reintegrate into his social environment with a sense of protection. Venitio's story highlights the therapeutic impact of empathy, reminding us that human recognition is an essential remedy for the soul in the face of physical suffering and social exclusion. This moment of grace redefined his perception of himself, offering him a second chance to exist fully among his peers. Number 8. Alicia Caldwell. Authenticity as a driver of life in Louisville. In Louisville, Alicia Caldwell represents a figure of absolute resilience, born with a complex malformation of the lymphatic system that transforms every day of his existence into a silent triumph. Despite persistent cystic tumors affecting his primary senses, Alicia categorically refuses to be perceived as an object of pity, preferring to express himself through movement, music, and an immovable smile that defies adversity. His approach to life challenges traditional definitions of aesthetic perfection, suggesting that true beauty is found in the courage to be fully visible and authentic despite physical trials. By actively engaging with his environment, he demonstrates a will for social connection that far exceeds his current physiological limitations. His journey is a pressing invitation to reconsider our standards of normality and to value strength of character as the most precious attribute of the human experience. His daily dynamism proves that artistic creativity can spectacularly compensate for even the heaviest physical deficiencies. Number 7. Mark Davidson. The transformation of a physical singularity in the Philippines. In the Philippines, Mark Davidson defies the conventions of modern medicine through his exceptional ability to adapt to abnormal tissue growth that has impacted the massive development of his hands. Once haunted by social judgment and persistent whispers during his childhood, he was able to transform this striking physical difference into a source of technical competence and remarkable daily independence. Today, he no longer defines himself by his biological anomaly, but by his roles as a devoted father and husband in the heart of Manila, using his hands as precious tools for care and family support. His transformation perfectly illustrates the transition from the status of biological curiosity to that of a family and social pillar, proving that resilience can convert a physical burden into a driving force. His story celebrates human adaptability and the individual's capacity to forge their own destiny beyond social stigmas, showing that social utility takes precedence over morphological conformity. Number 6. Cadia Page, an educational mission born from biological resilience. Cadia Page deals with two rare disorders affecting her circulation and adipose tissues, a complex biological reality that restricts her movements and cannot be resolved by simple lifestyle changes. Far from withdrawing from the world or succumbing to discouragement, she chose to use her personal experience to challenge narrow standards of beauty and strength, earning the title of Queen of Resilience. Through honest documentary accounts, she exposes the depth of the human spirit and affirms that a person's value is not correlated with their limited physical abilities. Her advocacy for a more inclusive vision of humanity highlights the courage required to live authentically in a body that imposes its own biological rules. She embodies the transformation of chronic pain into an educational and inspiring mission for society. Through her media presence, she educates the public on the complexity of rare pathologies while advocating for radical acceptance. Number 5. Charles Sogley, Adaptation on the Fringes of Urban Biometry. Charles Sogley is distinguished by an exceptional stature of nearly 2.4 meters, resulting from an excess of growth hormones that has shaped his physical development since his birth in 1998. This characteristic makes him a true force of nature, but also imposes considerable logistical and physical challenges in an urban environment designed for standard body dimensions. Beyond his record height, Charles's story constitutes a call for better understanding and increased support for individuals living outside the conventional biometric norms of our society. His journey highlights the need for a more inclusive social and physical infrastructure that takes into account extreme morphological diversity. By carrying his identity with a quiet dignity, he prompts a deep reflection on the place we accord to the exceptional, reminding us that difference requires empathy and constant collective adaptation for everyone. His imposing presence thus becomes a catalyst for reflection on universal accessibility. Number 4. Kenneth Brumley, A Fierce Struggle to Regain Autonomy. The trajectory of Kenneth Brumley offers a poignant look at the extreme limits of human physiology and the fierce struggle necessary against morbid obesity. A former athlete who became a prisoner of his body due to a weight reaching critical peaks, his case required medical and logistical intervention of unprecedented scale to save his life. His fight to regain his mobility and fundamental health highlights the fragility of biological balance and the immense will required to reverse potentially devastating metabolic processes. More than a simple medical chronicle, his story deals with physical redemption and the relentless effort to regain control of an existence threatened by crushing biological forces. His experience serves as a solemn reminder of the complex medical challenges related to health management in conditions of extreme vulnerability within our modern environment. His struggle illustrates the capacity of man to rebuild himself in the face of major physiological obstacles. Number 3. Nilanchi Patel, Perseverance in the Service of a Living Work of Art. Nilanchi Patel, originally from India, symbolizes discipline and absolute patience through her commitment of nearly 2 decades to letting her natural hair grow, reaching dimensions exceeding 190 centimeters. This world record, although spectacular, relies on a rigorous daily routine made of meticulous traditional care and ancestral family rituals requiring several hours of devotion. For her hair does not represent a simple superficial aesthetic attribute, but a profound extension of her identity and a living work of art shaped by a constant will. Her journey demonstrates that perseverance in small daily acts can lead to legendary achievements, transforming a natural biological trait into a powerful symbol of inner strength and patience. She perfectly illustrates how constancy and respect for traditions can lead to a unique and admired form of self-expression and lasting personal success. Her hair thus becomes the physical witness of a determination beyond the ordinary. Number 2, Vienna Whirl, body autonomy as an act of personal and political definition. In Spain, Vienna Whirl represents a new frontier of body autonomy, having used medical and aesthetic innovations to align her appearance with her personal vision of femininity. Her deliberate choice of radical transformation, although accompanied by serious physical complications affecting certain essential biological functions, remains a courageous affirmation of her fundamental right to self-definition. Beyond public controversy and societal debates, she remains firm in her decisions, considering her journey as an indispensable personal revolution rather than a simple quest for vanity. She advocates for a more equitable and inclusive society towards atypical bodies, refusing to bend to the expectations of traditional aesthetic conformity. Her story raises fundamental questions about individual freedom and the courage necessary to fully assume the consequences of one's identity choices in an often very critical social environment. Vienna has become an important voice in discussions on the ethics of body modification, defending the idea that each individual possesses ultimate sovereignty over their own flesh. By sharing the difficult aspects of her transition, she offers an honest perspective on the risks and rewards of self-seeking, encouraging a deeper reflection on what it truly means to inhabit one's body in the contemporary world. Her journey is a cry for freedom, illustrating the tension between social pressures and the irrepressible desire to be in accord with one's own inner truth. Number 1, Mahogany Gita, professional modeling as a vehicle for change and empowerment. Mahogany Gita transformed a congenital lymphatic malformation massively affecting one of her legs into a powerful message of empowerment and a redefinition of international beauty standards. After long carrying the emotional burden of insistent stares and external judgments, she chose to expose her singularity to the world through professional modeling, converting her disability into a form of unique artistic expression. By embracing her physical condition, rather than trying to hide it, she succeeded in breaking prejudices and inspiring a new vision of self-confidence for thousands of people. Her success testifies to her exceptional capacity to transcend biological adversity to impose herself in a sector often focused on standardized perfection. Mahogany proves that radical self-acceptance can transform a potential source of vulnerability into a brilliant symbol of resilience and universal beauty throughout the world. She now collaborates with major brands to promote diversity, becoming an icon for those who never see themselves represented in traditional media. Her presence on the runways is a political statement, affirming that every body possesses an intrinsic aesthetic and human value. Through her courage, she has opened doors for a new generation of atypical models, showing that true elegance resides in strength of character and pride in one's own difference, making her an undisputed leader of the body positive movement. Number 11, moment of unforeseen cases. On the left, a woman called Sarah in this account. Physically marked, she spent her life facing stares, harsh words, and misunderstanding. Yet, she chose dignity over anger, moving forward each day with courage from Rodriguez. On the right, a man born with a rare condition, covering his skin with small protrusions. Rejected by many, he transformed solitude into inner strength. Together, their journeys tell the same truth. Human value is measured neither by appearance nor by the judgment of others. These two destinies remind us that resilience illuminates even the darkest paths. These 10 portraits illustrate the exceptional diversity of the human condition and the spirit's capacity to transcend biological challenges. Whether through resilience or affirmation, These individuals continuously redefine our perceptions of human strength.